Yes, people, what is happening? Welcome back to AN Sports and welcome back to the Premier League Game Week 10 review show. It's going to be a bit of an interesting weekend to talk about. Obviously, a lot of good results over the weekend. A lot of big results happened. But we're here. Unfortunately, we are shorthanded today. No Josh, but he'll be back in the next show. But big up to everyone who's locked in. Hit the like button on your way in and subscribe to the channel. 15 likes on the video if you can. And we're 9 subs away to 500 subscribers, guys. We're literally 9 subs to 500. This is the closest we get, and the closer and closer we will get to 500. So, guys, the only way is hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and subscribe to Liverpool Profit. The link will be in the description of the video. I will put the link there in just a moment. But Jack is here, and Profit is here as well. I hope you guys are doing well, and yeah, let's get started, guys. It's the Red War show today, isn't it? It's the Red Trio.
The Red Trio.
Obviously Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Red. You know what I mean? That's what I meant.
Well, we're kind of original red. You guys are kind of red and white, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Arsenal, red and white. United are red, black, and white.
Yeah, so yeah.
Look, but Liverpool also have, like, I think white as well.
Yeah, a little bit of what. Yeah, we do.
But I hope you guys are doing well, and yeah, let's get started, guys. It's gonna be a good show. You guys all good?
All good, guys. All good. Hope we're all well as well.
All good.
But yeah, I mean, where do you want to start? I mean, obviously this Arsenal top of the league, winning again, 8 games without conceding a goal, 8 wins in a row. Where do you want to start?
Would rather start with Liverpool because they're back in form now.
I was gonna say start with top of the league, Arsenal, but if you want to
no, rather start with Liverpool in it.
No.
Can't just keep glazing, what do you call it? Liverpool as Arsenal, as we were mentioning in the private chat.
It's got to be Arsenal because Arsenal are top of the league. Got to go in order.
Okay,
Either way is fine.
Okay, we're going to start with Arsenal then. A solid performance at Turf Moor, just what we wanted. Got 3 points. I think Akavin got the prediction right. 2-0 win.
Oh, I said
3-0. Oh wait, I think it was Josh that actually said 2-0 Arsenal, and then both Akavin and I said 3-0. Did you say Profit? Did you say 3-0 last time?
I said 1-0, I think.
Okay, okay. So like all of us were close. Like solid performance. Obviously, Gyökeres was subbed off at halftime for Mikel Merino. It's not looking good because from what multiple media sources are saying, he's going to be out until after the international break. And given the fact that we got Kai Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, Madueke, and Martinelli, and now Gyökeres out injured, we're going to have to go back to putting like Arteta's probably going to have to play Wanyeri tonight. And I haven't looked at the lineup for the Slavia Prague game, which kicks off in round about 49 minutes time. 51 minutes time, actually. Give me a sec. And so we're probably going to have to go back to Merino up front until Gyökeres is back or Havertz comes back in. I don't know how long it's actually going to take, but I think Havertz is supposed to be back by the end of November. So watch his space. And yeah, just ruthless performance. Obviously, what do you call it? Gyökeres scored the opener. Great corner delivery in swinger from Rice, if I recall. Went straight onto the bonds of Gabriel Magalhaes and then heads it onto big Gyökeres, and he's stat padding against the lesser teams. Let's just say that. But hey, a goal's a goal. And then obviously second goal, really really great sort of counter attacking there from Arsenal because Gyökeres on the right flank with an absolutely amazing ball over to Trossard, and then ball gets whipped in. Rice, bullet header past Dubravka, 2-0 Arsenal, and then like we sat back a bit in the second half. I mean, I didn't watch it because I was in a gym at the time, and I was just seeing like how it's going on FOTMob and whatnot, and just praying Arsenal were going to win as per usual. And yeah, we got 8 wins on a bounce. Multiple clean sheets on a bounce. Now I can't remember how many. I couldn't give two shits. I couldn't give two shits how many clean sheets in a row is, because the main objective is to win a league this season. Like I know we're on track. If we keep this record up, we might beat Chelsea's record of 15 goals conceded in 38 league games. But I don't give two shits. If it happens, cool. If we win the league in the process alongside it, then that's a bonus. But there's no excuse. We got 3 points. We're going to Sunderland at the end of the week, and hopefully we win that. Last time we played them there, I think it was 4-1. I was talking about this with Josh at the weekend. On Sunday, should I say? And I don't remember a whole lot about that match off the top of my head, given the fact that it's all the way back in 2017 and my cognitive skills have decreased over that time period. But I remember, I think it was Defoe got the only goal of the game no, not the only goal of the game. Defoe was the only goal scorer for Sunderland, and then I think it was Giroud, Sanchez, I can't remember who else scored for Arsenal, but yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
Last time you said
last time we played Sunderland. Sorry, at Stadium of Light. I'm talking about. Sorry, last time we played them in like any competition was a League Cup. I think it was 2-0 win. Patino scored in that match. Something along the lines of that. I can't remember what. I might be just absolutely blagging right now, but given the fact that Sunderland drew yesterday at the Stadium of Light with Everton, 1-1 draw, and Diane Xhaka scored, which we'll talk about later in the stream. Like, it's definitely going to be a tough match, considering they are fourth in the table, and this is the best start that any promoted team has had since, well, I say Wigan back in 05-06, and then obviously they tailed off. But yeah. I'd like to pass this on to either Prophet or Akavin.
Prophet.
I think it was never in doubt, really, was it? Arsenal went to Turf Moor. I think everyone knew, even if it wasn't going to be the prettiest game, they'd walk away with the 3 points, and that's exactly what they did. I wasn't watching the game, actually. I did watch I chose to watch the United one. I had a choice between this one and the United one. I just saw this one being a bit more boring than that one, so yeah, but I did keep an eye on it. I didn't really expect Burnley to do much, to be fair. I said Arsenal going to continue strong in the league, and that's what they did. Got the job done. Wasn't pretty, but yeah, 2-0 win, routine win, and keeps them top of the table. And I'm not sure how much points clear they are now of Liverpool and City, but I'm assuming it's a decent. So yeah, they've got a decent margin, and look, Arsenal will have a blip at some point this season. They will go through a run of bad form, but as of right now, they are leading the pack, and
excuse me,
to do so.
6 points.
6 points. Yeah, it's not bad. They've got a decent margin there. It is only November, of course. It is only November, but yeah, you've got to kind of admire how Arsenal are just winning games consistently, and again, I think if they don't win this league, it's gonna. I don't know what to say. It's now or never for me. Yeah, it's now or never. Like, this has got to be one of the easiest leagues to win. So yeah, they're in the driver's seat now. We'll see where it goes.
I hear. I mean, obviously, look, like I said, it's about winning 3 points. You need 3 points in the title run-in. As a United fan, I can tell you this firsthand. Every point counts, and every point matters. You need to win majority of your games, not drop points away at City and celebrate like you won the league. Nope. It needs to be wins. And if you're top of the league, then you can afford to take a point at Man City. If you're second, you cannot afford. You can. You cannot afford. Sorry, excuse me. If you're first, you can afford to take a point at Man City. If you're second, you cannot afford to take a point at Man City. You have to go for the win. You have to go for the win in most of your games, and you've got a bit of a run coming up as well. You got Spurs, Chelsea, and Bayern Munich in that run.
Yeah.
That's going to be a run where it really tests Arsenal this season to see whether are you guys serious or are you guys just, giving fans false hope once again. But that's just my thoughts on the Arsenal game. Unless you guys want anything more, real quick.
I think in that run they've got the only real team that I think they don't beat is Bayern Munich. I think.
Yeah, agree.
I think
No,
Chelsea are they playing Chelsea away or home?
Home.
I think it's at home. I don't know.
No, I think it's away. I mean,
if it's at Stamford Bridge, that's gonna be techie. That's gonna be techie. Like, I know we got a decent record there. We haven't lost to them since 2019.
Yeah,
I think it was 18 when we lost 3-2.
You play Spurs at home first, then you.
Play they always
beat
Spurs at
home. That's probably going to be hopefully like we batter them.
Yeah, I trust them to beat Spurs. It's the Chelsea one that might be a little bit. Chelsea's away, yeah.
Manskin, yeah.
Yeah, so.
And you play Bayern Munich away.
To be fair,
I think the only one they don't win is Bayern Munich. I think they'll get the job against Tottenham easily, and I think they'll beat Spurs. Chelsea, I mean.
Sorry to cut in. You play Bayern away, yes?
Yeah, we play them at the Allianz Stadium.
5-1 settings.
Hey, no. We're gonna run back the 1-0 loss we had against them. Kimmich winner last year technically, 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
That's probably what it was gonna be like. To be fair, but we'll talk about that more. We'll talk about that closer to the time when we get to that match. I've just seen the Arsenal lineup for the Slavia Prague game. It's just like Raya, Hincapié, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, and then midfield three of Rice, Nogo, Wanyeri, and then Trossard, Marino, and Saka up front. Like, just get the 3 points. I don't give 2 shits about this match. Just get the 3 points. I mean, I remember last time we played these lot, we backed them 4-0 back in 2021. After we drew the first leg 1-1, really just shitty miss from Lacazette, I remember. And then I think it was Hollege scored from a corner for them. And also I remember there's that sort of drama in the previous match. I think it was in a group stage where their captain, I think it was racially abused Glenn Kamara from Arsenal lad. And at the time he was Rangers, but I think he now plays for Rennes in Liga. Don't quote me on that. And yeah, so hopefully we win 4-0 today, or something along the lines of that. Yeah.
Score prediction for today?
Oh, for today, 3-0. 3-0. Just get 3 points. Beat those lot in Prague, and yeah.
I hear it. Any more comments on the game before we move on to the next game?
No, I think just Arsenal continuing on strong at the moment. Definitely the team to catch.
Let's go Liverpool next. Profit.
Can do, man. I mean, finally back to winning ways after losing 4 Premier League games in a row. Look, I think I've got to say the manager's been criticised a lot recently, but I think team selection-wise, on Saturday he got it spot on. He finally ditched the 4-2-3-1, which hasn't been working all season. Why he's persisted with it for so long, I'll never know. But he ditched it. He finally ditched it, went back to a 4-3-3. That is what we played last season. And he even dropped Wirtz as well, which I think a lot of us were crying out for. Went back to the midfield three of Gravenberch, Szoboszlai and McAllister, and it worked. It was shades of Liverpool from last season that won the league. That was so pivotal to us winning the league. That midfield three was, happy days. And the performance was better too for once. We started off fast. We didn't start off slow. Performance was good. I do think Villa played into our hands though. I think Slott's been saying for a while now that our kryptonite is low blocks, and Villa just decided to come, play out from the back, play a high line, try and match us toe to toe. Played right into our hands. Our first goal came from them playing out from the back, getting caught and us pinching it. And even at 1-0, they continued to do that second half. And yeah, it was a perfect game for us. We drive we drive playing teams that, try and attack us because, we can just hit them on the counter. And that's exactly what we did. But I got to big up the manager. Because, he showed again that he can drop the big names. The issue is he doesn't do it all the time. And I will say, I don't think anyone really had a bad performance on Saturday. I think every player looked pretty good. So yeah, what I did like as well in the last 10 minutes, we kind of went a bit more pragmatic, sat back a little bit. I think the whole team was working very hard to keep the clean sheet, get the 3 points, and keep the clean sheet as well. Haven't seen us defend like that all season, which is positive. If we can defend like that tonight, I'm confident. But if we're going to defend like we did against Brentford, it's going to go back to the same old. So yeah, a good win, but we have to build on it. This happened against Frankfurt too. We didn't build on it. We went back to being crap. So it's important that we take that good performance and momentum into this Madrid game tonight.
Can't complain about low blocks. We just got a pummel whatever team is in front of us. I didn't like it. I didn't like when Slot said that, but Slot showing that ability.
Van der Man, Klopp used to complain about low blocks too. So it's not just Slot who's complaining about them. Klopp used to do this a lot as well when he was manager. But I agree, you can't complain about them because you look at what type of team we are. Most teams are going to play low blocks against Liverpool home and away. Same with City, same with Arsenal. That's just how it is. So it's up to us to find a way to beat the opponent, however they're playing. So I don't think Slot should be complaining. It's he's the manager. He's got to work a way around beating low blocks.
Jack, all right, that's the game.
Well, Liverpool back to winning ways, clean sheet as well. Hey, what exactly can you complain about this game apart from say Van Dijk and Szoboszlai getting booked? But that's the only sort of complaints I'd say from a Liverpool front that realistically could be leveled. And hey, Kirkes being dropped for Robertson. Great choice. Great choice on Slot. Going back to the system from last season. So what were you saying, Akman?
About time, to be honest.
Yeah. Because thing is, and this is not me trying to diss Kirkes and whatnot, but the way he was playing last season in Bournemouth team, he was solid. He was sound. There weren't many errors I can think of that he made for Bournemouth last season, bombing up and down the pitch, and the problems that he's had, he's not had, I'd say, that cover in a way, or sorry, I'm not trying to find an excuse, but he's not been playing that well. And then, Liverpool fans have been crying out for flipping Robertson to be put back in the team. He's been a stalwart for Liverpool since he signed from Hull back in 2017, if I recall. That's when it was.
2017, yeah. 2018,
yeah.
January.
Okay, wait. No, it's 2017. I think it was the summer 2017, if I recall, because
was it not January 2018?
No. It was definitely summer 2017. I remember that on my life. And Mamardashvili, fair play to him. Solid performance.
He's always been a good keeper.
I don't want to say he's been looking shaky, because his defense has not helped him out. And yeah. What else can I realistically say? Salah got his goal. Really just shitty play, pardon my French, from Martinez. What the fuck is he doing in that situation? Why? Oh, you got loads of passing options, but then you just pass it to an absolute bagsman, one of the best finishers in the Premier League since he joined Liverpool, and he's now got 251 goals, I think, is for the club. Third highest goal scorer. Fair play, Salah. No, he passed the accolade, I think, last season, or I think it was last season he passed the accolade to become the third highest goal scorer for Liverpool. But hey, as Sevilla, they were not at the standard that they showed last weekend against Manchester City. McGinn, he was alright. and Watkins was a shadow of what he was doing last season. I think he's only got 1 goal in his last 9 games. I think in like all comps or in the league or something along the lines of that. I think they mentioned that on Sky Sports. And like Villa need to pick themselves back up, get into a next match in the Europa League. I'm not sure who they're playing, but win that. Just get, yeah. And I'd also like to say big ups to McAllister. Sadly, I benched him for this match week, if I recall. But he got an assist. Klavenberg scored as well. Yeah, not much to complain about. Not much to complain about. And also, the best Basque manager in the league got booked.
Is that
in the match. And I will fully say this. Emery is a better manager than Arteta. It's just simple to say, and he's a better Basque manager as well. So, fuck you, Arteta.
I think you know what's crazy is what's mad is how bad we've been recently, and we're still somehow third in the table, which is just absolute madness.
Hey, you got to see it next week. Hey, watch out, innit?
Yeah, City away. Oh my god.
Hopefully you win that. To be fair, or no, not win, draw. Hopefully that's a draw, and then we win our game against Sunderland. Yeah.
Big up GK. Big up to you, bro. Yeah, I don't want to talk about this game. Sorry. No comment. Arsenal's gonna stay. Arteta's gonna stay Arsenal for the next 10 years or more.
Bruv, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off.
Possibly. But I don't have much to say in this game. I didn't watch the game. You want to move on now to the next game, or you want to give your thoughts more profit?
I just think I got a big Salah up as well because he's been criticised recently a lot, and I think from minute 1 on against Aston Villa, he was on it. Got a goal, could have got another couple goals as well. You know, hopefully that's the beginning of Salah turning a corner. We'll see how he does tonight as well.
Yeah,
100%. Obviously, for Liverpool fans, they're gonna want to look to pick up form now because tonight and the weekend, yeah, it's gonna be a long day for Liverpool if they can't get results here and then. But
bro, shut up, Ran. Come on, just do some university shit right now. Hey, come on, even be
for real.
Josh, you are missing what does that even mean? Akavin's opinion of.
No, because Akavin said no comment about the Aston Villa Maccabi Tel Aviv thing, and it's like.
Why did something happen in the game?
Sorry?
Did something happen in the game?
No, it's in terms of like the fact that West Midlands Police, they came out last month saying that Maccabi Tel Aviv fans weren't allowed to essentially travel because they were seen as like a safety risk for or to like go to Villa Park because obviously as we know, Brum's a very sort of like multicultural, diverse sort of city. It has always been, and yeah. And considering what they've done previously in Greece, I can't remember who they were playing, like AEK Athens.
It was Roma. It was Roma away.
No, but there's like another thing in Greece. There's like a Greek fan who some of the hooligans beat up, and then also what happened in Amsterdam last year, almost a year ago to the day, 7th of November. It will be a year ago to the day. Where they were taking down Palestinian flags, where they were chanting stuff about. I can't exactly say this sort of stuff on stream, but essentially,
it's just a bit mad, basically. Yeah.
Committing heinous acts of violence against people and and essentially inciting violence. That's what I'm just going to say.
Oh,
and this isn't the first time that fans have been banned essentially from traveling to grounds. Like we can talk about PSV Eindhoven last season, not being able to go to Parc des Princes. I think it was around like this time last year, or October last year. What also happened recently, I can't remember which fans it is traveling to Napoli. I think it's Frankfurt.
Frankfurt, yes,
Like
Frankfurt.
Frankfurt fans aren't allowed to travel to Napoli, to the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium, because of potential violence that could happen in like the streets of Napoli. And so this isn't the first thing, and the fact that the media here and elsewhere has also just like built this up as being some sort of like anti-Semitic sort of thing is completely atrocious, because you look at all of these people who are backing the Israeli regime and whatnot. And I know people talk about like keep
Godfrey.
football out of politics and whatnot, but this is a thing. They're intertwined with one another. And I know I'm kind of going off topic in terms of, like, this is supposed to be a Premier League show, but it's still important to bring up. And like we're probably gonna see next month, there's gonna be, I don't know, a random team somewhere in Europe that's been banned to go to, like, I don't know, Old Trafford. No, not Old Trafford, because Man United aren't in Europe. Sorry, this season. Sorry, no, I'm not trying to throw strays and whatnot. You see, like, I don't know,
I get what you mean.
aren't allowed to travel to I don't know, Bayern or something like that. Just to give an example, and I don't know. Like, it's really confusing. Let's get back to.
I think Van der Man's probably best not to mention them things. To be fair, because
I just want to quickly just mention that quickly and whatnot. It's mental.
Looks like Akavin is off doing something.
Akavin's gonna miss
I'm here.
What game are we on? What game are we moving to next?
Man City, Bournemouth, might as well. City just won again. They're now 6 points off Arsenal at the top of the league. Haaland with another brace. Honestly, Haaland's just an exceptional striker, isn't he?
Just carrying City at the moment.
So, I mean, City just performing well. The first half they could have been up 4-5-1. Semenyo, I don't know how fit he is. You know what I mean? But what are you guys' thoughts on the game, the City Bournemouth game? Did you watch the game?
I think I'm surprised that Bournemouth went there and actually took the game to City. You know, you'd think maybe against City away at the Etihad they'd be a bit more pragmatic, but they didn't. They were trying to go toe to toe with City, and I think ultimately they didn't have the quality to do it. You can see City have got better players than Bournemouth have, and it showed. Haaland, every time Haaland went forward, he was causing Bournemouth problems. They didn't know how to deal with him, and he scored 2 goals as well. But again, I think it's a similar situation to the Liverpool Villa game. I think maybe Bournemouth approached it a little bit wrong. Maybe they sort of, sat in a little bit, frustrated City more, and they would have gotten somewhere. But yeah, played right into City's hands, I think. So a great win for City as well, because they needed to bounce back from the Villa defeat, which they did with a good win and a good performance too. So yeah, they do kind of remain in the hunt with Arsenal as of now. But yeah.
Jack?
Yeah. Well, game? Interesting match, because when Josh and I were coming back essentially from a walk on Sunday, like we saw it was 1-0 City, and then we got back here, and then we turn on TV and it's 1-0. It's 1-0. Who was it? Tyler Adams scored his first goal for Bournemouth since joining them from Leeds back in 2023. And I remember Josh mentioned about like having Adams in his FPL a few weeks ago, and then he took him out. So just want to bring that up a wee bit. And it was really annoying, because like you look at City's goals in that match, the 2 goals from Haaland, and it's just Bournemouth playing a really high line, and it's just two passes through, Cherky with 2 assists, and it's really easy for City to break that down. And then O'Reilly got the third in the 60th minute to kill off a game, but it was quite a frustrating game to watch, to be fair, because it's just the same sort of like mistake they make twice in a row, and that's what costs them.
What you put Haaland
And
over?
yeah, but fair play to Haaland. He obviously is now he's obviously their top goal scorer this season in the league, 13 goals. And you know what their second highest goal scorer is? Maximis Dev with 2 own goals for Burnley.
Oh wow!
Scored for City technically a few weeks ago, which is wild because like you think about the attack that City have, and Haaland is essentially their breadwinner. And not like Cherky or Reinders or like Foden. Although Foden got an assist. But I also saw that they are babying him in like the pre-match sort of stuff in terms of like, it's just good to see him smiling and whatnot when he's got 5 kids. Yeah, say no more. And also Semenyo, like he did. It looked like he had a problem with his back, but he played a full 90. Only sort of problem about it, I feel that Bournemouth actually had Tyler Adams came off injured in the 80th minute for Bournemouth, so that's going to be a bit of a problem for them. But like fair play City, 3-1 win. Bournemouth need to pick themselves back up. Yeah, just standard result for City. Yeah.
I think this is a good result for Arsenal as well, isn't it? Because I think Bournemouth were second in the league or something.
I think so.
Before the
I
games.
mean, but City gonna pose more of a threat than
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
So I wouldn't say Arsenal fans should be happy about the Bournemouth result, because Bournemouth are not their title rivals is Man City.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, we've seen that Man City, even when Haaland doesn't score, they're in a slump. Last time Haaland didn't score versus Villa, they lost 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
So they need Haaland to score, otherwise. Yeah,
they've kind of become overly reliant on Haaland. Before they had players that could nip in with goals as well. They've just become Haaland FC now.
And then when they covered the spaces in behind in the defense, especially when City are playing its opposition, when other teams are covering it behind. FA Cup final, where was Haaland? Where was Haaland in certain stages of the games? Nowhere, because the defense once you don't give him space in the box, he's not deadly. I remember United vs City at Old Trafford in 2023 January. Haaland came to Old Trafford, and we didn't even give him a sniff of the ball. He only had like a few touches of the ball. That's about it. Because his game is very limited. He's a really good striker, but his game is very limited overall. But listen, Erling Haaland's going to continue bagging goals, and we'll see what happens next weekend. If you had Haaland, you would become reliant on him. Let's be honest. The power and panache he has in front of goal is in the top 0.01% of all strikers in world football. I hear you. Him and Mbappe for sure. Definitely them two up there. But yeah, like I said, City, they're back. They're back like they never left. Obviously, last season we knew what happened to Man City last year. Tailed off, bad run of games, bad run of form. 1 win in 13, lost to a crap Man United side at Old Trafford. Sorry, at the Etihad. And yeah, this season is a different year for City now. We gotta stay fit though. Kane 2 and Lewandowski, but he's part of the very, very elite. I agree. I hear that. Next up, we'll go to Tottenham 1, Tottenham 0, Chelsea 1.
I mean, I did actually watch this game, to be fair. I was surprised at how bad Tottenham were, to be fair. I mean, isn't their motto to dare to do or something like that? So, no matter what, they were supposed to attack the opponent. They were bad. They were really bad. They looked like they were set up for basically just to counter-attack Chelsea and, hopefully get a draw, get a 0-0 or something. But Chelsea, I've got to say, a good bounce back from the Sunderland defeat. They look very good, to be fair. I think I was watching a couple of Chelsea fan channels as well. They said, I think as well, Spurs were pretty lucky to only lose by 1-0. It should have been a 3 or 4-0 game. They were well below par all game. And yeah, just it's one of them where if you're a Spurs fan, You know, I'm now seeing Tottenham fans complaining that Thomas Frank's too much of a negative coach, which it's ironic because they spent all of last season complaining about how open Ange was. So yeah, don't know. Looks like Spurs fans are starting to throw their toys at the pram a little bit again, which is a little bit strange, people. But yeah, Chelsea were good people. I cannot lie. Chelsea were good. Can't remember who scored for Chelsea now off the top of my head, but yeah, very good performance. They needed it as well, to be fair, because they are a little bit inconsistent. They did lose to Brighton, they lost to Sunderland, so they're picking up good results, but they're also picking up iffy results as well. They beat Liverpool, of course, lost to United, so they're a bit of a yo-yo team at the moment. As for Tottenham, I'm a little bit surprised. Their last result was a 3-0 win against Everton. You'd think they want to build on it, but nah. They go get played off the park at home to Chelsea. So, yeah.
I mean, I didn't watch a lot of the match, to be fair. I mean, I saw the opening goal, which, considering the way that Van der Ven was performing in the previous match week, where he obviously got a brace against Everton, 2 header goals from a corner, like it's calamitous defending because Caicedo just intercepts a pass from him and then just squares it to Joao Pedro, who scores. I'm not sure how many goals that is in the league now for a Brazilian this season. Give me a second. But I didn't watch the second half. It just seemed like a shit game, to be fair. No offense to anybody who supports either team. But yeah, although one of the highlights of the game I can say that I saw on social media was there were some Spurs fans giving it stick to Wesley Fofana on the bench, who was complaining about a refereeing decision, and then Pedro Neto sticks out his tongue, flipping just
No, I did see that too.
thing. Yeah.
Van der Man here
Well,
says thoughts on Van der Ven and Spence publicly brandishing Frank. Frank said they apologised in his office privately, but that's yeah. It looks like the Spurs players are already falling out with the manager there. I don't know. Maybe they think he's too negative. To be fair, Thomas Frank isn't known really for playing expansive football. When you look at what he did at Brentford, pretty pragmatic. You know, every time they played the Big Six, they were a part of the bus team, pretty much. So, I think if Spurs fans are looking at free flowing attacking football, you're not really going to get that with Thomas Frank. They did have that with Ange, but they drew their toys out the pram for finishing 17th because of it last season. So, yeah, I think Spurs fans just don't know what they want, really, do they? You know, they complain when they have too much of an attacking coach, and they complain when their coach that they've got a bit too negative. So, yeah, Spurs fans, they're a weird bunch.
Yeah. Oh wait, I just want to point out. Yeah, that was Joao Pedro's third goal in the league for Chelsea thus far. So yeah,
he's been a pretty decent signing for Chelsea. Joao Pedro has, to be fair.
Yeah.
Considering I didn't really think too much of the signing, I thought they should have gone for an experienced striker, but yeah, he's not been too bad for them.
Yeah, only sort of blip thus far, I'd say realistically that he's had in his Chelsea career was obviously those 2 yellow cards against Benfica. But they still won the game anyway, so who realistically gives 2 shits? Yeah, I see what you're saying, Ran, in terms of, like, he's not as good as people say, though, but hey, we'll see how it pans out. I mean, for a price tag 60 million, it's what you get. It's what you get in terms of, like, because of a flipping inflation that is in his transfer market. Like, say 10 years ago, he probably would have been worth like 20 million or something like that in the market. But because we have these deals like Neymar, Mbappe, all of those lot, like that's why it costs that much. But yeah, he does leave a lot to be desired, but he's trying to think of how to put it, but like he's not the top striker that Chelsea need. He's not like when they had Diego Costa at the club when he was banging 20 goals in 14-15 and 6-17, which won them a league. And it's this sort of thing in a way that Chelsea have lacked, and loads of the other sort of big teams have lacked, apart from like Man City with Haaland, Man City with Aguero, obviously Suarez back in the day for Liverpool, Giroud back in the late 2000s for Arsenal. God forbid. That last one is a joke, by the way. I'm not saying Giroud's like an elite striker. That fucking stink he had in the back end of 15-16 where he didn't score for like 16 games in a row. Streets will never forget that.
I think to add to Vanderman's point, Chelsea used to have the likes of Costa, Drogba, Hazard. Now it seems that we just want to buy young players all the time. Pedro, who else have they got in the team that's young? Quite a couple of the players. So they're not really a team. They're not. Yeah, exactly. They're not really a team that they don't really go and get experienced ready-made players no more. They're very much doing this youth project thing, which it's fair enough. But I do think at the end of the day, you do need some experience in the team, and I think they just lack experience. He's talking about Declan Rice's transfer.
Hey, nah, I see where you're coming from. I'm seeing where you're coming from. Around like 105 million. 105 million. That big old Declan Rice. The inflation is crazy and the English tax is crazy. Like I wouldn't say he's been a steal until, let's say, we win the league, win, say, the Champions League. That's when you can sort of get into that category when like they've won the big fucking accolades. When like you've won the big fucking accolades and your players turn up and prove that they're worth 105 million, Declan Rice's case, or say Chelsea when like the Champions League at some point again, and Caicedo is seen as like a club legend. Like those are the standards.
This is funny.
Oh my.
Nah. Darren Rees.
Nah. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Nah,
I've never heard someone with that surname, Rees. That's crazy.
No, do you know what it is? You guys make a good point about inflation. Like one time I mentioned on the roster show about inflation. I remember Paul Pogba's transfer to Man United was worth 89 million, right? And that was the transfer fee that broke the market, because that was the day the transfer market broke. That was the season where inflation risen like crazy. It rose to new heights. That was the day the inflation broke in football. The day Paul Pogba moved to Man United. I'm not trying to say it's Paul Pogba's fault. It's not Man United's fault. It's the market. It's the market value. It's a new TV deal that came in that season. That the transfer, inflation just increased like crazy. So yeah, no, like I said, you make a good point about inflation. Because in my opinion, if we're talking about prime Ronaldo, prime Messi in today's day, they're worth 700, 800 million. Let's just be real.
For sure, yeah.
These guys are worth 700, 800 million. These guys are going to be levels clear of what we have. Because there's no way you can tell me that Caicedo, Florian Wirtz, and Alexander Isak are worth more. The transfer fee is bigger than Cristiano Ronaldo to Juventus. Cristiano Ronaldo to Juventus was 105 million, right? Real Madrid made 20 million more in profit for him when they bought him in 2009 for 80 million, and then they sold him for 105 million euros, or 105 million pounds. They made profit on this guy. So we can talk about, how do you say it? We can talk about how crazy, these guys are worth. But the fact that they're worth more than Ronaldo and Messi, the fact that Messi never even had a transfer fee, the fact that Messi's never ever had a transfer fee in his life, he's moved for free 3 times in a row, right? But let's just say if they had to move today, if they were in their prime in today's day, and they had to move, you're not making a move for 200 million. You're making a move for nearly about 800 million, because that's how good and that's how great they are. But let's just be real. The transfer market, if it never crashed, nobody should be worth more than 100 million. Carlos Baleba was valued at 100 million by Brighton. If the transfer market never broke, how much would Carlos Baleba be? Because in my opinion, he'd be 5 million.
I
Around
agree.
about
Yeah,
5
around that much.
Yeah, because there's no way he could be worth 100 million. There's just no way he could be worth 100 million. It's just impossible. You know what I mean? But like I said, Erling Haaland, it was the release clause. That's why City had because City activated his release clause back in 2022. They activated his 65 million release clause set by Borussia Dortmund, that if after a few years you get a certain amount of goals, you get a certain amount of, you earn a few bonuses or whatnot, you can move for 65 million. Your clause has been activated, and Man City made the checkmate move. They made the checkmate move and bought him for 65 million. What do you do? They won the treble. So, yeah, I mean, fair enough. It's only right. It's only right. But, well, you guys talking about the City game, yes?
Spurs. We're talking about Spurs Chelsea.
Oh yeah, Spurs Chelsea game. I didn't watch the game because it was late over here. But Chelsea won. But Chelsea back to winning ways in the Premier League. 1-0 win against Spurs, one of the biggest rivals. It's Tottenham. I mean, right? I mean, good on them. They got 3 points and they move, I guess, away to. Was it? Did they play at home next? They play at home
Chelsea.
to,
Yeah, they play. Chelsea play home next, I think. Yeah.
Who do they play next? I don't recall.
Chelsea play. Who do Chelsea play next? They're playing the Champions League, I think, and
No,
they
Premier
play
League. Premier League. Who do they play in the Premier League?
Wolves. They play Wolves. Wolves at home next Saturday.
That's gonna be a win for Chelsea.
That's gonna be butt to the cheeks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, 3-point lane for Chelsea again. That's what they call it, isn't it? 3-point lane or something like that.
Did you guys
They always seem to get the win there.
Did you guys answer this question already?
Yeah. Again, it's not a great sign when you're 10 games into a season. Players already doing that.
Arrogant, isn't he? You mentioned Frank's a bit arrogant, isn't he? It's a bit. You mentioned that Thomas Frank was a bit arrogant, isn't it?
No, pragmatic. He's a bit too pragmatic playing style-wise for Tottenham, I think. Again, because now I'm seeing Spurs fans complaining that he's a little bit too defensive, but then last season I heard them complaining that Ange was too attacking. So just looks like Tottenham fans haven't got a clue what they want, really.
Yeah. João Pedro at Chelsea is not as good as people say he is, though. Oh, he had a good start to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Let's just keep it. He's going through a rough patch. He's had a good start to Chelsea at life at Chelsea. Scored 2 goals in the Club World Cup final. Sorry, was it 2 goals in the Club World Cup final? He scored 2 in the semi-final, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, semi-final.
2 semi-final, and then he scored, and then obviously he was there for the final when they beat PSG. So, João Pedro, I think he's had a good start. I just think he's going through a rough patch, like every new signing does. Every new signing goes through a little rough patch, and then they hit the ground running once again. But he scored, didn't he, João Pedro? He scored at Spurs. Was it him that scored at Spurs?
Yeah, it was. He got the only goal of the game. Yeah, third in the league this season for him. 100%. So yeah.
I mentioned that one already. Alexander Arnold, Liverpool.
Yeah, I seen that, man. I seen that.
Yeah,
I don't agree with it, to be fair.
Crazy.
Now you Liverpool fans need to calm down with Trent, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, you don't like him, fair enough. Don't go and just deface the memorial, whatever it is. It's going too far. You know what I'm saying?
Graham Souness loved Pogba. Yeah,
I hated Pogba, man.
Bloody Pogba.
Respect to who Souness was as a player. Respect to what he's done in his career. Not gonna diss him for that. But his opinions, sorry.
Yeah, shocking opinions. I can't even argue that.
Shocking opinions. Saudi Arabia offered Vinicius Jr. 800 million deal salary. Sorry, 800 million a year salary, and Kylian Mbappe at 1 billion per year salary to join the league. Yes, they did. They offered Kylian Mbappe a 1-year deal because Real Madrid were not ready to offer them a contract yet. They weren't ready to offer the big bucks yet. They said, you know what? Okay, you can play for Saudi. You can play in Saudi for 2 years, and when Real Madrid come knocking, you can go to Real Madrid. But Mbappe waited, and Madrid came back. He rejected Madrid last time and signed a new deal with PSG, and now he's off to Madrid. He's had a good start to Madrid though. He's scoring a lot of goals. Everton value Jared Branthwaite at 70 million. Yes, 70 million British pounds. Yeah, the guy is worth more than Rio Ferdinand. It's an absolute joke. The fact that Jared Branthwaite is worth much more than Rio Ferdinand is absolutely
crazy.
It's disgusting. Chelsea versus Wolves fans are outraged. The match on Saturday got moved from 3 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of these 8 p.m. kickoffs now, aren't they?
I'd be outraged too.
Yeah,
I would be too, man.
Because you're gonna have to get that London Northwestern way up to Wolverhampton or whatnot, and like by the time the game's done, it's gonna be like 9:30, 9:45, and then you have to make your way up to Euston, which is
London
half an hour on this tube or something like that. Because you have to get like the district line and whatnot all the way up there. So it's a piss take. I can see why. I assume it's more so Wolves fans who are pissed off with the fact that it's a late kickoff. But it's like that because it just makes it more tedious to essentially get your way back home, particularly up to the Midlands and whatnot. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I went to London Euston. I was going to Manchester.
Yeah, London Euston is not the place to be. I will be so honest.
I took the train from London to Manchester. Only took me 2 hours to get from London.
Was that? That must have been like Avanti West Coast, to be fair. Yeah.
No. Virgin trains.
Was it not? Okay, but yeah.
But now they're no longer in service. They took the trains out.
Yeah, because of like franchise and whatnot. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
But next game, you want to move on to? I'm probably gonna move on to the next game now. If you guys.
Of course, man. Yeah. What is the next game?
I think we'll go on to Forest Man United.
Can do. Well, take it away, Jacobin.
You know what it is? In hindsight, that's not the worst result in the world away at Forest. It's a tough place to go to, but we could have done more to get the win. I'll be honest with you. We should have done more to get the win. The Man United of last season would have lost this game. We would have lost this game. This season, I'm seeing a bit of a mentality shift in the team. I'm seeing more going forward than I am seeing in terms of just mentally crumbling. You know what I'm trying to say? Scored first, obviously made 2 mistakes at the back, which costed us in 2 goals in the space of 42 seconds. I just can't wrap my head around what happened in those 42 seconds. Like the first goal that happened, okay, fair enough. That was a really nice header. I'm gonna give it to him. That was a really, really good header. I'm not gonna what you call gonna diss him for that. That was a really, really cold header into the bottom corner. But the second goal is where I'm vexed, because how do you allow Nottingham Forest to get the easiest sort of goal in the game? How is that meant to happen? Like, it just ricochets off the defense and Bosch is 2-1, and all of a sudden you find yourself behind after leading 1-0 at halftime. Man United this season haven't lost a game by leading. By the way, we've led every single game we've led. We've not lost a game this season. We've either drawn or we've won, and 2 games we've drawn. All right, but good goal by Ahmad to save the point. However, where were the attacking substitutions at the end of the game? This is where I question the manager. I'm not fully blaming the manager, by the way. He set the team up as he was. He set the team as it was last week, and I understand you don't fix it if it ain't broke, and that's right. And rightly so. He picked the right 11. I'm not gonna diss him for the right 11, but where are the attacking changes when you need a goal? Xerxes, Manu left on the bench. You need Mason Mount can come off the bench and make an impact. He can press, and yeah, like I said, there was no attacking substitution. You bring on Dorgu, you bring on Mazraoui. What's the game plan there? You bring on wing backs. Are they going to change the game? They didn't change anything. We got the goal. Ahmad, very nice volley, very, very cold finish. That block off the line at the end could have nicked it. Could have got 3 points. All in all, it's not the worst result in the world. I'm not too disappointed. I am disappointed that we didn't get the win. but in hindsight, it's not the worst result you could possibly ask for. I know Forest have a new manager, and Forest are not in doing well in the league. They're 18th and whatnot. But you guys know over the years, going away to Nottingham Forest has never been an easy ground to go to. The City Ground is not an easy place to go to. I'm not trying to say I'm celebrating a draw. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm glad we rescued a point, but we should have done more to get the win. We did enough.
100%.
We had enough to go for the win. We didn't give him Mbeumo enough of the ball. I felt like Cunha didn't get enough of the ball. I felt like Ahmad was getting most of the ball. He should have laid it off to Mbeumo at times when he was in the box. Should have made the cut to Mbeumo. Sesko, do you know what it is with Benjamin Sesko? I'm gonna defend this guy to the day he leaves Man United because I really like Benjamin Sesko and I really rate the guy. But his first touch let him down. It really let him down. If he had a better first touch on him the other day, in my opinion, that could have been. He could have scored one of the goals with his first touch. The one long pass from downfield to Sesko. All he had to do was get it under control, and he could have buried that. The first touch let him down. His positioning. One thing with Sesko that I really like is his positioning is very, very good in the box. You can find him. You can find him in the box, and that's what you need. You need a striker who can create good movement in the box. Who can find space, try to create for himself. That's what Sesko is trying to do, but we're not creating enough for him. Don't get me wrong, Cunha and Mbeumo, these guys are the MVPs of this team at the moment. But you've got to find the striker as well. However, I'm not going to defend Sesko's first performance. I thought he was poor. Can't really blame St. Almans for the goals we conceded. They weren't his fault at all one bit. A nice goal scored by Forest, the 1-1. But the second goal wasn't his fault. It was a ricochet off Diogo Dalot. And I have to say this, Diogo Dalot for me is one of the biggest liabilities in this Man United team. You get him out, you get a new proper wing back in, you look so much better. At the moment, what's hindering Man United from being a really, really good team is wing backs. All we need are good wing backs, and this team can be scary because going forward you have Mbeumo who can score goals, you have Cunha who can chip in, Ahmad, he can come off the bench, he can score goals. Sesko can score goals. You kind of got creativity from behind. Bruno Fernandes is a bit inconsistent at times, but he played well. I'm not going to really blame him for his performance. He played well in my opinion. I thought Casemiro was okay. De Ligt once again solid, but like I said, we had enough, but we didn't do enough. That's how I'm going to sum it up. We had enough to win the game, but we didn't do enough. That's just how I round it up. Like, really and truly, it wasn't the worst performance in the world. We could have done a lot better, but should have been 3 points. That's just me. That's just my opinion on the game. I don't know if you guys want to add to United's.
Yeah, I think.
And also, sorry to cut real quick. And thank you for bringing this up, Ranveer. The corner. I'm not going to blame the referee for giving it because it really looked like the ball went out. If you guys were all the way the other side of the pitch, you just said, okay, it's a corner as well, right? Because most of the ball.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't really blame the referee for giving that a corner. I know there were complaints saying that it's not a corner, but it looked like 95% of the ball was out. You can't really blame the referee for giving it a corner because it looked like the majority of the ball was out. So the complaints are valid. I understand the complaints, but from that angle, you can't tell if it's fully out or not. So the referee gave the corner. They conceded the goal. I said Casemiro. I said, sorry, am I lagging, guys? Am I lagging?
No, you're not lagging for me. I can see you.
No. You're good.
Must be on your end, Vanderman.
Yeah, it must be on your end, bro. Must be on your end. So as I said, the corner comes in. I said, imagine we score from this corner now. We actually end up scoring for the corner. And then, funnily enough, there were huge protests. But can you really blame the referee for giving the corner?
Not really, though.
It's tough. It's
6 in one.
It's a tough call, isn't it? But anyways, we get to run here out. Let's get to.
I think personally, I'm a I think it's a strange one because Random Man is right. By the way, the stream is bugging as it's checking it out on YouTube.
Just refresh it, guys. Just
refresh it.
Happens to everyone. Just refresh it.
Yeah, I think going into this game, obviously United were on good form. They beat Liverpool. They beat they beat us. I say Liverpool. They beat us. You beat Brighton as well. And was there another team that you beat as well? Before that, yeah, Sunderland. So you were going into this game off the back of 3 good wins, and you could have made it 4 good wins. I think again, maybe it's too much to ask for United to win 4 games in a row at the moment. But yeah, I thought Forest started off well. They were pressing well. They took the game to United. It wasn't a usual Sean Dyche team performance where they just sit back and just soak it up. Now I thought they actually played some decent football in the first half. Obviously, United go 1-0 up from the corner. Controversial whether or not they got 1-0 up. Funnily enough, when United were 1-0 up, they were actually sat second in the table, which made me absolutely double when they were 1-0 up. So yeah, I couldn't have them winning this weekend. Could not have them winning. Second half comes around and yeah, I think Forest they come out a bit better, but they just scored 2 goals in quick succession, putting them 2-1 up. And I think then you see Forest sit back a little bit more. You see United going into the game a bit more again, trying to make something happen. And they did get a goal in the end. You know, they did end up getting a goal in the end. And maybe on another day, they could have gone on to win the game. I also think Forest had some decent chances too. But yeah, it was a more even game than I thought it would be. I expected Forest would sit in a bit more and try and counter United, which they did do when they were 2-1 up. They did sit in, but I think they started off well, very well. For a Sean Dyche team to play like that, it was a little bit surprising. But yeah, United obviously not the worst result in the world. I think a positive is that you didn't lose the game. So yeah, like you said, I could win the United of last season. Probably would have gone and lost that game 3-4-1 maybe after conceding the second. But yeah, some good determination showed by United. So there are positives, but there's also a bit of negatives too. So yeah, I think you guys build on that, and you go into it. You try and take the positives into your next game against whoever you play. So yeah, not the worst result, but not the best either. Yeah. As long as at least United aren't second in the table, people, that's all I'll say. Because if they'd won, they would have been sat second.
No, we wouldn't, because City had better goal difference than us.
Oh, yeah, you're right. City would have been third, probably. Yeah.
That's the thing. I hear it, though. But, Jack, you want to give your thoughts on the game, and then we'll move on to the next?
Not really, to be honest. Didn't watch it.
I forgot. I have to ask you for your score predictions as well for the rest of the games. For the Champions League.
We'll do that towards the end. Yeah, that's fine.
But quickly give you a prediction for Napoli Eintracht Frankfurt.
Napoli Eintracht Frankfurt. Really sad. I haven't even looked at like Frankfurt's recent results. But considering they were 5-1 by Liverpool,
then 2-1
in a previous match recap, I'm just gonna go with 2-0 Napoli.
I said 3-1. I said 3-1 Frankfurt, didn't I? Yesterday.
I can't even remember what I predicted for this game. To be honest,
I don't know. I'm
pretty sure I went with the team. Yeah.
I'm just gonna have a quick look at the flipping form that both teams are in. My phone will actually load. I mean, to be honest, I'm just gonna go with 2-0 Napoli or 2-1 Napoli.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
It's a good point here. Both were destroyed last game. Both were destroyed.
Yeah, but let's go with 2-1. Frankfurt's defense thus far this season have been shite.
Do you have the Arsenal? Do you have the Arsenal game on?
If you see me looking up right now, I'm watching the Arsenal game. Like, there's a big chance. I can't remember his name. Mboji, I think, who plays for Slavia Prague had.
Just make sure
which went wide, but yeah.
Just make sure you have commentary off here, because I don't like your commentary or anything like that. Just make sure you have.
Yeah. I've literally got on mute right now on the TV.
Okay, no worries.
I think one of their players has just been booked for Fallon Hincapié. Charlie, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't speak much Czech. So yeah, I might butcher pronunciation, but yeah.
Continue about United, bro.
Yeah. I didn't watch a match, to be honest. Like I saw the social media reaction and whatnot. Like I mean, if there's one thing to take from this match from a neutral point of view, United Strand ain't happy. His whole flow has just been absolutely just shat on by United's defending. But big ups to Kababamiro, scored again. And yeah, let's move on. Let's move on to the next game. That's what I'd say. Yeah.
What's the next game that happened after? West Ham, Newcastle, 3-1. West Ham.
Oh, that's
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, West Ham deserved to win the game. I think West Ham deserved to win the game. They were immense from the moment Newcastle scored, and they scored 2 quick goals for the end of the first half, and then at the end of the game, they nicked it 3-1. That's what happened.
That's a big 3 points for West Ham. I don't think anyone would have predicted them to win that game 3-1. Yeah, but yeah, big points and exactly first win for Nuno as well. And a good performance too is something that I think West Ham fans can look at with a bit of positivity and take it into the next game. They actually put in, I think that takes them to 18th now. Obviously, Forest dropped down to 19th, I think. Yeah, but yeah, it's a huge 3 points. And if you're Newcastle as well, you got to look at that and think, how the hell did we go and lose to West Ham 3-1? Which is mad because, I would never have expected that to happen. But yeah, good big win for West Ham. It really just leaves Wolves in the doghouse now because looks like West Ham are starting to find a little bit of rhythm. Looks like Forest are starting to find a little bit of rhythm under Sean Dyche. Just leaves Wolves right down at the bottom on their own. So yeah, I still think West Ham and Forest won't get relegated. I know that's a bit crazy to say because it looks like one of them are nailed on. But yeah, I don't see it happening. I think Burnley will go, Wolves will go. But I don't see Forest and West Ham going down, which again, might be a bit mad, but yeah.
No, that's a valid point to make. Obviously, West Ham got 3 points. Absolutely needed that because, well, when the match kicked before they played, they were 6 points off Burnley. Now they're only 3 points away because West Ham are 18th on 7 points, minus 11 goal difference, just ahead of them. Burnley on 10 points with minus 7 goal difference, and that was a crucial win for them. I know, like, potentially when it comes to the end of the season, looking back on this potentially will be crucial. If they don't keep this form going or like nail down consecutive wins in the next match against Burnley as well next weekend. They play Burnley, so that could be a big 6-pointer. Not relegation 6-pointer yet, I'd say, considering we're only a third of way into the season almost. But as Prophet mentioned, West Ham finding momentum, Forest finding momentum with Nuno and Dyche at the helm, respectively, and then you got Wolves behind them, who it looked like Gary O'Neill was going to rejoin them, but he pulled out of the race roundabout this time yesterday.
Wolves fans went mental.
And look who Wolves are going for now.
Wait.
I saw they were linked with Brendan Rodgers as the frontrunner. Who is it? Is it
Ole? Don't tell me it's Ole.
Eric Ten Hag.
Oh my days! No way.
Is he the favourite now?
Netanyahu.
David Ornstein just said it.
Oh my life!
Wow. He's one of the guys that's being linked with the
It's a weird one. Ten Hag. He's not exactly a manager you bring in for a relegation scrap, though, is he?
So I'm not even.
That's how bad he is.
That's mad. If Wolves actually do that, I mean, maybe he'd do okay for Wolves, but nah, that's a crazy appointment.
I think Renvier wants that because Renvier said that he doesn't like Wolves. He wants Wolves.
Did he say? Yeah. Honestly, I
I
think
don't
they should just go for someone like a Steve Cooper, like a relegation level manager who
Yeah.
might keep them up.
or try and go for what do you call Potter?
Graham Potter, yeah.
Oh,
Graham.
no. He's a Sweden boss.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, he is.
yeah. He
He
got
replaced Dag Thomasson
yeah.
last month.
And I heard Brendan Rodgers resigned from Celtic, didn't he? Brendan Rodgers resigned.
Yeah,
Brendan Rodgers resigned from Celtic, so
Yeah.
currently Martin O'Neill
Even Brendan Rodgers
is
is
interim
someone you're
manager.
bringing for a relegation
That would be a
scrap,
good
though.
appointment. That would be a good appointment for Wolves actually. Because I think Brendan Rodgers kept Swansea in the Premier League last time out as well when he had a relegation
Back in
scrap.
2012 or something like that.
Before he joined Liverpool, that was
the 2 Champions League places in a row.
He's a good
So,
coach. He's a good coach, Brendan Rodgers. I don't think he's cut out for like a big job, but for Wolves, I think he could do well. Yeah.
No, I disagree. I know he didn't do well at Celtic. Or Celtic haven't been good this season, but that's because of like the board have been screwing him over and whatnot. And reasonably why he resigned, obviously disagreeing with the board, and also really poor performances in the Scottish Premier League, particularly against Kilmarnock a few weeks ago, and against Hearts the other week,
Top of the league.
3-1 loss, I think it was 2-0 loss. I mean, Hearts are top of the league, but Celtic last weekend they pulled it back to like a 5-point margin, 5-point deficit. So it's all to play for. It's all to play for. But both teams in the Old Firm divide have been shit in the league. Both Celtic and Rangers, respectively. But we'll see how it pans out. But like realistically for Wolves, obviously Vitor Pereira, he signed a new contract earlier in the season up until 2027. Obviously, he's now been sacked. But I don't think Rodgers would come back south of the border and then manage technically a rival in a way, albeit like I know that Leicester aren't rivals of Wolves in a way. It's more so Leicester and Nottingham Forest, but I just don't see it. I just don't see that happening. And Ten Hag going to Wolves is
hilarious.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. To be fair, I know his rep isn't what it was back in
before
2000
he joined United,
18 or 19, when he was Ajax boss. But like he's got a shit ton of money in compensation. Why would he go back? Why would he go back?
I thought Leverkusen were mad when they brought him into a place like Xabi Alonso.
Yeah,
it was a crazy decision.
Yeah, and now they've got Kasper Hjulmand in charge, the former Danish national team head coach. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And who's that down for Arsenal? Give me a sec. Wait, someone down. Let's just move on. To be fair, wait.
But yeah, it's a great win for West Ham.
West Ham, great win.
Oh, yeah.
They played very well. I thought the players looked a lot up for it. Nuno's finally getting the rhythm of these players. Paqueta looks like a new player. You know, so Debo was solid. I mean that like I said, they played very well overall. West Ham, I watched the game. I think West Ham deserve a lot more credit than what people are giving them right now. Like this past game, forget the rest of the season. This past game, they now won the second game of the season, and now that leaves Wolves.
Yeah, I think they're now going to finish 20th. I think that'll be the first relegation as well.
It depends on the new manager bounce. To be fair, it depends what they do in the new manager.
Yeah,
because they just sacked Pereira as well, and now they appointed. They're going to appoint a new manager, but we shall see who is the new manager. If they don't have a new manager by the weekend, probably
I reckon. I think they'll have an interim for the Chelsea game, then they'll get one in the international
break. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. I think they'll find one in the international break. I think that's where you go and find a new manager.
Yeah,
I think that's where you kind of I think they could have waited to sack Vitor Pereira after the international break.
100%.
Because in my opinion, you ain't gonna win this Chelsea game anyways. You might as well.
Either way, they're getting smoked.
Yeah. You might as well sacrifice this game, and you might as well find a new manager during the international break. You know what I mean? But listen, it is what it is. New manager bounce. It could work. Who knows? But I reckon Chelsea will win that game. We'll give predictions later on in the week. Brighton beat Leeds 3-0. Palace beat Brentford 2-0. Fulham beat Wolves 3-0. Any other games? Oh, Sunderland 1-1, Everton 1. That's all about it.
I watched this game actually. I thought this might be an interesting watch.
Go on.
What was that, mate? Well,
go on top of the game, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, honestly, a little bit disappointing for Sunderland, considering they beat Chelsea last weekend. Maybe they would have wanted to continue that winning one on, but yeah, Everton are no joke. Obviously, David Moyes returning to the Stadium of Light as well. He was the former Sunderland manager back in the day. So yeah, Everton were no joke. They've got a decent team. They've got a decent manager. Sunderland, not the worst result in the world for them, but again, I think they'd be disappointed not to get the 3 points. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, obviously, like, look, Sunderland had a very good start to the season. They want to continue a good run of form. And I hate to ask you guys this question. Yeah. It's been in my mind as of late. The fact that Newcastle have been in the Premier League for how many years now? Since they came back to the Premier League? What was the last time?
17-18. So 8 years. Going on 9 years now, technically.
2017-18 was the year Newcastle came back to the Premier League. Right. Sunderland have been relegated for how many years? 7 years?
Yeah, they were down in League One.
This is the first one back since 16-17, so yeah, 8 years.
8 years. 8 years Sunderland have been down.
No, 9. Sorry, 9. This 9. No, sorry, my bad.
They got relegated in 16-17.
Yeah, then they went back-to-back relegations, and this their first season back in the Prem for like 9 years.
No, but I mean the year they got relegated was 2017, but now 2025 they're back in the Premier League. So 8 years.
Oh, so 8 years, yeah.
But fair enough, 9 seasons is all right. But this is the question that is ringing in my mind. Yeah. The fact that Newcastle have been in the Premier League for how many years? Like almost a decade now, since they've come back to the Prem. Sunderland have been in the Championship not Championship, but lingering around League One and the Championship for many years. All right.
Yeah.
Newcastle have a takeover, and now Sunderland are back in the Premier League. They're above Newcastle. Is this a sackable offence for Eddie Howe?
No,
I don't think so.
Your biggest rival.
I think he has the buy-in because he won the Carabao Cup last season. But yeah, I agree that takeover thing hasn't worked out like everyone thought it would.
No,
I think
it hasn't, man.
People thought in a couple of years it would be Newcastle winning the league up there with City and Liverpool, but hasn't worked out like that. To be fair, hasn't worked out like that. However, look, they are better from where they were first under the previous owner. I think they were in the doghouse there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just not. I think Newcastle fans should be disappointed that their takeover hasn't lived up to the promise that it was made out to be. I don't think Howe will get sacked though.
They thought they could spend a lot of money. Say. But listen, I don't know, man. How is how are they below Sunderland? Man? Crazy.
Honestly, I didn't see Eddie Howe lasting at Newcastle as long as he has. I think I thought they'd bring him back in just to keep them in the league. Then they'd replace him. But they haven't. They've stuck with him, to be fair, which is a bit strange. And he's done well. Obviously, he won the cup for them. So yeah, I never thought he'd last as long as he has.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he'd be sacked a long time ago, but he turned it around, and then Newcastle ended up winning the Carabao Cup. Obviously, when they got knocked out of the Champions League, things were going south. But once Isak started hitting form, once Guy Moraes started becoming a really good player, obviously Joe Linton started stepping up. You had these role players for Newcastle, and then obviously they brought what did they buy last season again? Gordon.
They bought Waltmart. Who's done well.
Lots of good players there, man. And then now that you're struggling, where is the money that Newcastle fans are asking for? Where was the
this is what I'm wondering as well.
Yeah,
PSR.
It's not just about PSR, bro. It's about how much money you make these guys are the richest football owners in the world. Like, forget just England. These guys are the richest football owners of all time.
Mm-hmm.
$3 trillion take over for Newcastle. And you can't, and it's funny how the Premier League has this weird PSR stuff because you can't even put money into the club now. It's hard to put money into clubs. As much as I hate Ineos, as much as I hate the Glazers, it's harder for them to put more money into the club because of obviously PSR rules now. You know what I'm trying to say? It's struggling to put money into because the new regulations in the Premier League, the new restrictions and the new laws that the Premier League have come up with, because that would have meant that now United can't even be owned by rich billionaires and they can't even spend their own money. And this is not me trying to defend the Glazers, this is not me trying to defend Ineos. But in a way that they can't put money into the club is because of the Premier League's new regulations and new rules.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What are you guys' thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think it could be a case of they're just not as in. Well, we don't really care as much as they did when they came in. But yeah, I mean, I'd be livid if you know if I had rich owners like that and they didn't spend as much as they should. I think you look at City; they spend regularly. PSG, they spend regularly. I'd expect Newcastle to be doing the same with the owners they have, and they're not. I think Jack's watching the game there.
Jack, you want to give your thoughts?
Real
quick.
I mean, to be honest, like Sunderland, they're doing well this season. Like, is what you like. Nobody actually expected this to be the case. Like, they're sort of having this sort of trajectory, but they carried on from a championship. Obviously, winning in the playoff final against Sheffield United, and Newcastle have been inconsistent thus far, but they will sooner or later kick into gear and whatnot. And it's only a matter of time, realistically. And I think with all this stuff in terms of like PSR stuff that's affecting them, the fact they had to sell Elliot Anderson last summer to Nottingham Forest for 35 million, and then they brought in who's his name, Odysseus Vlachodimos, for like 20 million. So it's from Nottingham Forest to like balance the books in a way. It was weird. It was weird, but yeah. Yeah, that's all I can realistically say about it. Like,
and also Everton fans can now start to dream because they've also had a very good start to the season. They've had a decent start to the season as well. They're now within the what you call. They're now within the how do you say it? They're now within 12 points, double-digit points. Everton, David Moyes, back at Everton. They've had slow starts to seasons, decent ends to seasons with points to save from relegation. But I don't think Everton fans can worry about relegation no more. Like I think Everton are here to stay for a long time now, especially with the Hill Dickinson Stadium as well being here. Everton fans, remember there was talk about them being in the championship and this stadium being in the championship while they got relegated. That's not going to happen now. I reckon they're going to stay, and I think Everton will be the mid-table club we all used to know. Yeah, they should be in the area. I think they should try and qualify for Europe, in my opinion. And look who's here, Josh. Josh makes a quick appearance on AN Sports.
Yeah.
But he'll be back on Friday. But any other thoughts on the game?
Well,
I think on the Newcastle situation as well, I think maybe the reason they're struggling is they don't have a deep enough squad to rotate for the Premier League and Champions League. You saw what happened to them last time they were in the Champions League as well. So, it doesn't seem like they're, while it's good that they get Champions League football, I think in hindsight, it's not great either because they don't have a squad deep enough to compete in both competitions.
The Premier League table as it stands right now, Arsenal top on 25. City's second in 19 points. Liverpool 18, Sunderland 18, Bournemouth 18, Spurs 17, Chelsea 17, United 17, Palace 16, Brighton 15, Villa 15, Brentford 13, Newcastle 12, Everton 12, Fulham 11, Leeds 11, Burnley 10, West Ham 7, Forest 6, and Wolves 2. Those are the points that they're on. It's going to be an interesting week up in game week 11. It's going to be. It's now where we can reach the point where we're starting to judge the season as a whole now, because when you start the Premier League season, you can't really judge in the first 10 games because the points are going to be like here and there. It's going to be like you can 12 could be 1 point off top 4. That's how close it is. Once you get to these double-digit game weeks, like game week 13, 14, that's when you start to judge the season as a whole now. That's when you start to judge teams as they go. But it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. FPL. Let's talk about FPL. Jack.
I'm a bit distracted right now in terms of the match right now.
Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm sorry, no, that's an excuse. Arsenal currently have just been given a penalty, handball from a Slavia Prague defender, and I assume it's Saka who's probably going to take it. So yeah.
How was the?
Oh wait. Give me a sec. I'm just getting up the Premier League app.
No, I got it. Don't worry.
I've got 54.
Have you seen the penalty already?
Well, I'm just watching. Wait.
Looks like Wirtz is starting for Liverpool tonight as well. God's sake. That's not what I wanted to see.
Come on. 1-0 Arsenal. Let's go. But anyway, FPL.
I did a wild card change. I didn't mention it on the stream on Friday, but on the Saturday before the deadline, I did a last minute wild card. So I made changes to my team. So I brought in Nick Pope. I brought in Timber, Munoz. I brought Minte, Sarr, Saka, and Mateta into my team. I got 80 points. Pope 3 points. Gabriel 12. Timber 6. Munoz 6. Semenyo 2. Minte 9. Sarr 3. Saka 3. Haaland with the captain's performance 26 points. Walter Mata with 1 point, and Mateta with 9 points. And on my bench, I have Dubravka, Josh King. Is that Josh King? Josh King on 3 points. Dubravka 2 points. Josh King on 3. Achimpong with 0, and Stevie with 1. So I've done my wild card. The first wild card of the season done. The second wild card of the season will be back after game week 19. But sorry, Jack, go on, bro. I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Yeah, I had a bit of a stinker in terms of FPL. Like, Wright got me 6, Munoz 6, Horbendish 2, Senesi 3, Gehi 10, Ez and Semenyo 3 and 2 respectively, Ndiaye 9, Bowen 2, Ekitike 4, by captain name Gyökeres 7, and on the bench Akoyola 3, Kirke 0, Grealish 2, Sarr 3. Oh, that's why I took out McAllister for Sarr. I took McAllister out for Sarr. That I had a bit of a stinker this week, but I'm 19th in the flipping league, and yeah, at least I'm not bottom.
We'll talk after the stream.
Yeah. But good week for you, Akovin. You're 33 points clear of second. You got the most points this week.
Yeah. I mean, I started to tail off a little bit, but I mean,
but you're still top. You're still top. I'm joint 18th.
The wild card sort of helped. Oh no, I didn't get the most points. I got tied. I got tied with the second most points in
sorry. Oh wait. Oh sorry. Quazent got 92. Okay, so yeah, I didn't see that.
Prophet, do you play? No. You don't play FPL, don't you, Prophet?
I haven't started yet, but no. I've got to start. I've got to get into it though. It's what everyone's doing.
Next season you should start. It'll be fun.
Will do, man. 100%.
I might do next season from starting on in maybe after December. I might do a separate FPL show. So the Premier League show and a separate FPL show. I might do that just so I get more views, because at the moment, if I'm just doing Premier League and FPL at the same time, no one's gonna wait till the end of the Premier League preview until the FPL. I might do a separate FPL show. It might help. It may help people just to separate the segment of the preview and the FPL. But any more thoughts, Jack? And
Sadly, I'm still behind King by about 19 points. Hopefully next week's game week, I go back ahead of him because just start a bit of a rivalry. Arsenal and Chelsea lads. Yeah. Also, just want to also talk about the other sort of fixtures because I know I've been sort of bruised over them. But good win for Palace in the South versus West London derby over Brentford. Mateta with class header and then Nathan Collins' own goal. What else happened in the other fixtures? Give me a second. Fulham beat Wolves 3-0, obviously. Sessegnon, Wilson, and Mosquera with Mosquera own goal, should I say. And it's not a surprise considering, Wolves have been shite in the Premier League this season. And also, solid results in the FA Cup, to be fair. Yeah. And also, I know that this is more so a Premier League show, not a Championship show, but Watford beat Middlesbrough 3-0. So hold that Rob Edwards, you fucking tosser. Former Luton scumbag. Although he got sacked by Watford a few years ago, but Javi Gracia could be potentially stalling the Championship this season. Obviously, former Leeds boss, and he was Watford boss from I think it was 18-19 season. I think it was from 2017 to 19 when just after the sacking of Marco Silva, and obviously got Watford to the FA Cup semi-final. One of the best memories I'll ever have being at that match. 3-2 win over Wolves.
He got the final too, didn't he?
Yeah, less said about the final. Less said about the final, the better. Let's not talk about that. And then Sally got sacked by the Pozzos, absolute tosspots. And then he had a bit of a stink of a spell at Leeds after Jesse Marsh was sacked, and then he got replaced by Sam Allardyce with 4 games left of the season. But that Leeds team was getting quite toxic, I'd say. Even after Bielsa was sacked, they looked like they were going to get relegated that season. But obviously, they saved themselves against Brentford, and then the season after, second season syndrome. Cliche thing to say, but it's one of those things. But hopefully, for the love of it solely, Watford have a solid season, actually get into the top half this season and not finish 12th or 13th like we've done for the past 2 or 3 seasons. But yeah. And also this guy's local team lost a big old Derby County.
Getting relegated.
Was it Derby or was it Hull?
Hull.
I was Hull. Big old Hull City on Humberside, if you will,
Josh,
in Yorkshire.
Tell Josh to hop on stream real quick. Get it.
Josh, come on, lad. Hop on the stream.
What's your thoughts?
He's making some scran. He's doing some scran, and whatnot. So yeah.
We'll talk on Friday, people. We'll be back on Friday for the Premier League preview. Big up to everyone who's locked in. Hit the like button and subscribe. We're about 9 subs away to 500 subscribers, guys. We're only going to get closer from here. So the only thing you have to do is hit subscribe, leave a like on the video. Let's get 15 likes on the video. Sub to Liverpool Prophet. The link is in the description of the video. Prophet, do you have anything coming up on your shows? Do you have any live shows soon? Do you have anything coming up on your channel? Let them know.
Yeah. So actually, obviously after tonight's game, I've got the match reaction on the game. After hopefully Liverpool get a good result, I'm actually going to be on Rasta Sox's channel as well.
Yes.
So,
told me about that.
Yeah, we've got a show coming up. That'll be 8 p.m. tomorrow. So do tune in for that, people, if you can. But yeah, got that show coming up, and obviously the match reaction later on tonight on my own channel.
I'll be there 100%, and big up to Russ stuff every single time. You know, he's doing some good work within his channel. So go check his channel out, people. I might be on his channel tomorrow as well, very soon. You'll see me, and you'll see more of Rasta on this channel as well on Friday for the Red Army Run Pod. As always, good previews as always. Me and Rasta, and then Ray obviously joins the channel as well. Big up to Jack for being here as always, bro. And I'll definitely
cheers.
Friday for the Premier League show.
Yeah.
Prophet, I will see you on Friday as well again for the Premier League show, and we'll recap more of the games and on there. And yeah, like I said, if you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, leave it in the chat. And apologies for the lag as well, people. That's not on my side. For where I am, it's not lagging. I think it's the StreamYard doing this madness.
Yeah.
But StreamYard, sort yourselves out. Yeah, and we're out, people. Take care. Like, share, and subscribe. Take care. Have a good evening.